Before I get into the weekly reading, I just wanted to make a brief announcement. And the announcement is that I am doing my angel and oracle card readings again. I've been doing them for an entire week. This is basically the decks that you see here are the decks that I'm using for next week. The readings have already been recorded. These readings are not on YouTube though. These are unlisted readings. The only way to receive them is to sign up at my website. They're completely free. All you have to do is send an email to the email that I listed on my website, and they will be emailed to you. I send them at about 5 o'clock Central Time. And yeah, I want to keep this channel strictly tarot. I don't want to mess with it in any way and shift between tarot and angel and oracle. But I did want to use my angel and oracle cards because I have so many of them and I felt guided to them again. And I thought the best way is to just do it by email. If anyone wants to view them, you want to sign up for it, you can just go to my website. Okay, so let's get into the weekly reading. Let's see what is coming up for us this week. Okay, and I'm going to pull 9 cards that I usually do. I'm going to try to keep this reading a little bit shorter than last week. I think that reading was crazy. It was like 46 minutes long. I don't know how I talked that long without losing my voice. So I'm going to try to kind of summarize this reading as best as I can. I think it's the love reading that kind of really gets me talking. Okay, our last card. Let's see. Pillow in the center. Okay. Just move them up a tiny bit. Okay, so the first card is the Ace of Cups. The Tower. Knight of Cups. The World. King of Wands. Knight of Swords. Four of Swords. Three of Cups. And then the final card is the Knight of Pentacles. So we have quite a few court cards in this reading. Let me see how many are in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 court cards. And we do start off the reading again. This is a general reading. I'm going to do a love reading after this, but there's always like, some type of like love card in this general reading. And we do have the Ace of Cups and the Knight of Cups here with something shocking in the middle. Keep in mind that in the angel reading that I channeled, which was for last week, they did tell us that there would be something like that would really kind of surprise us, something shocking, and they're repeating that again this week. Because it's the Ace of Cups, let me just start here. The aces are all new beginnings. Usually this card has to do with love and romance. It means that there is a new love that comes into your life, or you rekindle an old relationship. It has to do, with your emotions just flowing. But seeing, that the Knight of Cups is on the other side of the Tower, this Knight of Cups is like a knight in shining armor. And for some of you who are watching who are men, you do have a female in this depiction of the Knight of Cups, which I have not seen before. So for some of you, this could be, the woman that you've been looking for. It could be that you hear from this woman. Again, this is a knight, so this could just be, a love interest. For those of you who are women, the majority are women. I always think of the Knight of Cups like a knight in shining armor. And, seeing two cards about love and romance with something shocking in the middle, I feel like for some of you, I don't know, there may be a development in your love life that you don't see coming. Some of this might be that you unexpectedly meet somebody, but I don't know, I get the feeling that for some of you, you make a decision that takes you by surprise. Like, you don't wake up thinking, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to call this person. You just decide to do it. Or someone in reverse does it to you, or you suddenly hear from someone out of the blue. Yeah, there's just a strong feeling from this row here of love and romance, someone coming into your life that you're not really expecting, or some type of news that just kind of completely takes you by storm. This is a major arcana, so this is something significant in your life that has to do with love. Now over here, we have another major arcana. We have the World. So they're just telling you here that it's time for something to wrap up. Just kind of seeing what cards are around it. And I feel like, we have the King of Wands in the center of the reading. I feel like they're telling you it's your responsibility to wrap things up. Some relationships might kind of be falling apart because it's time for you to move on to an ex-partner. Some of you might be feeling this. This is not anything negative. This just means that something has played itself out. It's time to move on. It's an ending and a new beginning. And I feel like you might have to be the one that makes that decision. See how the Tower is lined up here with the King of Wands. This is you, taking the lead in your life. This is you making a decision for yourself. You're not waiting for someone else to decide for you. You take the first step in creating your own reality. And, the King of Wands is also a court card. And for some of you, this may involve, there's a lot of court cards in this reading. It may involve, for the ladies, it may involve a couple of men who are in the picture, and you're kind of trying to decide who's the best partner for you. We'll see what the love reading says this week. But I kind of feel like, for the most part, notice how he's kind of standing behind the chair. Yeah, I kind of feel like you need to kind of be sitting in that chair. You need to be the one taking the lead in your own life and taking responsibility for maybe something that is like already over. And I feel like for some of you might be taking steps to close this out. And I feel like the people around you, you may even kind of take yourself by surprise by just kind of saying, I'm done here. And it doesn't have to be love and romance, although we do have that up here. It could be, other things that come up. It could be that you're done with your job. You're done with where you live. You just know that it's time to end something, and you take the lead, and you surprise not only other people, but also yourself. And then we have the Knight of Swords. So I feel like some of this, this definitely goes well with the Tower, because this is a lot of fast energy, a lot of things kind of happening, and a lot of movement. The Knights are all about change and movement. Yeah, so I feel like there's definitely a lot of changes around you right now. Again, it's next to the King of Wands, so the only way you're going to see these changes is if you decide to bring them in. I am noticing that this Knight of Swords, which is just very fast-paced energy. Do you see how it's lined up here with the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles? I think it's funny, and I laugh because the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles are kind of like opposites. The Knight of Swords is very kind of fast-paced energy. It's everything kind of happening really quick. And the Knight of Pentacles is the opposite. The Knight of Pentacles is about very kind of slow movement. I almost kind of feel like they're telling some of you, it is kind of lined up with the Knight of Cups, For those of you that are kind of looking for messages about love and romance, they're saying that you can have a choice, that you can either take a shortcut and kind of cut through all the BS and get to your next romantic partner or to your life partner by taking the lead and making decisions and moving out of situations you know are not right for you. Or you can take the long way to your life partner and kind of postpone things and not be sitting in this chair, maybe letting other people make decisions. And that's why the Knight of Pentacles is here. You're still going to be moving towards that partner. See how he's next to the Three of Cups here? I know I'm kind of skipping ahead. The Three of Cups. This is also, you know, a relationship card. It's a marriage card. Sometimes it has to do with children. I feel like for some of you, they're telling you, you can either, you know, take the lead and make the decision, changes your life, takes you completely by surprise and people around you, or you can take the long way, the Knight of Pentacles. You're still moving in that direction, but I feel like, you know, you will be waiting to see whatever it is you want to manifest, whether it's love, career, so anything like that you want to change in your life. Now, the next card that I haven't talked about is the Four of Swords. Of course, this card is about taking a step back. It's about recharging and collecting your thoughts, taking a break. Yeah, I kind of feel like for some people, you don't know what you want. I'm looking at the cards that are around it, and it's next to the Three of Cups. So we have like the Three of Cups and the Four of Swords. Let me just bring them up for you. So I kind of feel like when it comes to like relationships, like for some of you, like you need some time to think. I feel like, and this is probably to like for your spirit team to like really kind of reach you, because you may be thinking, you know, something completely different about your love life. You may, if this has to do with family as well, this is, you know, family and get-togethers, joy and laughter. Maybe you just don't have enough joy and laughter in your life and you need something new. There could be something going on where you're not aware that, you know, back to the world, that you're kind of stuck in a place where you're just done. And so of course there's no joy in your life. It's time to kind of cut something loose or cut someone loose. And you may need some time on your own to really kind of see this and, you know, be ready to take action. And I've already talked about the Three of Cups. Like I said, this is marriage. Sometimes this is family. This is laughter. This is good times. And the final card, you know, the Knight of Pentacles. This knight is definitely moving. All the knights are about change and movement, but this one is very slow. And usually it's telling you that you're making progress, that you're moving in the right direction. But because it's lined up with the Knight of Swords, like I said, I feel like you have a choice. You can either move at a fast pace and kind of decide that you're going to move on. You realize something's over here and you take the lead and you do something shocking. You even like surprise yourself. Except it could be relating to love and romance because it's up here. But it could be other situations for you. I feel like you can either make a decision now because you're definitely taking the lead. That is the heart of this reading. Or you can wait to see how things play out. It depends if how ready you are to make a decision. Let me just take one last look at this. Yeah, going down here, the Ace of Cups, the World, the Four of Swords. This is a beginning and an ending. So, you know, we have, yeah, and then we have the beginning and an ending, the Ace of Cups, the World, and over here, the Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. So this here, the Ace of Cups and the World, it's like they're telling you like something has played itself out. It's over. It's done. It's just, it's time to close the book on this, close the book on whatever this is for you. But there is a new beginning for you. You're not going to be left alone. And this card, like I said, it is about love and romance. For some of you, you may be feeling like you and your partner or your spouse, like you're done. But they're telling you there is someone new coming into your life. And then again over here, you know, there's love being offered. The Knight of Cups. And there's love being offered. This is a knight in shining armor. This is either like a relationship being offered, a date, a marriage proposal. And it happens quickly because, my goodness, see how it's next to the Tower? This is like something explosive. I feel like it's shocking. And someone might be shocked at your choice of partner. Like, you know, like someone that maybe not your type, or you do, I don't know. It's just, it feels like really bizarre. And I feel like if you kind of take care of what's going on here, you know, as far as this ending and taking the lead, this love, this acceptance of whatever this is, it comes into your life quickly. Like I said, this is very fast-paced energy. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the love reading. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the love reading. Even though I feel like I just did one of the weekly reading, I do pull the cards live, so it's not my fault that they keep, you know, wanting to talk about relationships. So let's see, this reading is for people who are single, and then I will do the reading for couples. Oh, this card doesn't want to go in. Okay, so let's go ahead and get 9 cards. So I'll just move them up a little bit. First card is the Lovers. Interesting, because we also, you know, we started off with the Ace of Cups in the weekly reading, 3 of Pentacles, the Chariot. I feel like we had this last week, but I'm not sure, so I won't say anything. The 3 of Swords. The Queen of Wands. Interesting, because the King of Wands was in the center of the reading for the weekly reading. 5 of Cups. Okay. Knight of Pentacles, which we also had in the weekly reading. The 8 of Swords. And the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so give me a moment to look this over and tie everything together. Okay, so like I said, the first thing that I noticed I thought was really funny is that we have the Queen of Wands right in the center of the reading, and we have the King of Wands right in the center of the weekly reading. And they're very similar cards because they're all about kind of being take charge in your life, and this is a love reading, so those of you who are single, they're telling you that it's up to you to look for your romantic partner. And if there is heartache, which I definitely see in this reading here, I mean, the 3 of Swords and the 5 of Cups, that's a pretty strong message that someone is kind of really hurting right now. Probably because you're really wanting a romantic relationship. You're really kind of hurting. You don't want to be alone anymore. And they're telling you that it's up to you. You have to kind of take charge and look for this partner. The Queen of Wands, like I said, she's a lot like the King of Wands. It's all about self-confidence and inner fire and being just really passionate about things. In this case, it would be your love life. But let's start from the beginning. The Lovers. Because it's the first card and because this is a love reading, I feel like for those of you who are single, they're telling you that you're not looking in vain. I feel like there's a significant relationship waiting for you. So those of you that, you kind of, when there's a significant relationship waiting for you, because you get like this anxious feeling. You feel like you should be looking, but you don't know where, and you feel like you should be doing something. Like you feel like you should have met someone by now. But, I feel like those of you that are kind of looking and you're not sure what you're looking for, you will end up where you need to be. That's the message that I'm getting. But I feel like you have to kind of be like very determined as far as your search, and don't give up. I feel like for some of you, you might kind of run into some bad dates that will further add to this disappointment here that I see. But I feel like you have to kind of keep looking. I feel like there is a significant relationship. Of course, this card usually means that this is, a very karmic soulmate, or your life partner, or if you're lucky, your twin flame. This is a significant relationship that changes your life, and it's there. It's our first card. We have the Three of Pentacles. So they're telling you here that you're ready. Like for most of you, like you're not just kind of like being, wishy-washy and thinking, maybe I want love, maybe I don't, which I did say that last week. I feel like they're telling you that you're ready now. You're ready for a solid and committed relationship. And I feel like this relationship here from the Lovers card, and this is not someone that's just going to breeze in and out of your life. This is the relationship that you deserve. This is what you've worked really hard for. And when I look at this card, I feel like for some of you, you've been through like some difficult relationships in the past, and you're basically kind of waiting for the one. You're telling yourself you've been through all the disastrous dates and maybe marriages that didn't work out, and they're telling you that that relationship is there. And this is exactly what you have been waiting for, what you deserve. And the Chariot. And I'm pretty sure we had this card last week. And again, I'm just getting the same message. I feel like for some of you, like the relationship and the love that you're looking for may not be around you. And I don't always say that about this card. If you had private readings with me, you're probably thinking, oh, what? She never says that. But I just get the feeling from this card, and it is a repeating card from last week. I feel like for some of you, the love that you're looking for is not local. This person may be at a distance, and so you're kind of looking for that partner. It may be frustrating because you are looking, but you're looking locally. You're going to local bars or the clubs, or you're doing online dating, within 10 miles of your zip code, and this person may not be in that area. So I feel like some of you have to kind of travel to get to this partner. And not everyone. I feel like for some other people, there has to be a change, a significant change and kind of movement and rearrangement of your life in order for this love to fall into place. And most of it has to do with what's going on here. So we have the Three of Swords. So this is telling me that you singles are hurting right now. Some of you may be lonely. Some of you may be focusing on relationships that did not work out in the past. My husband and I were just talking about this a few minutes before I started the reading, talking about a friend that we know who's, I was just telling him I feel so sorry for him because he doesn't, he has not had anyone the entire time I've been married to my husband, and I know he's a good guy. He deserves to have someone, but he is kind of focusing on someone from the past who already moved on and married someone else. And I feel like for some of you, you may be focusing on painful relationships from the past because we have the Five of Cups here. And remember, in that energy, you're focusing on someone who's like long gone. I mean, long gone. Even if you're still thinking about them, that keeps you in that energy, and you're not going to meet this partner that's waiting for you. And for some of you, you're just kind of feeling loneliness right now, especially with Valentine's coming up. You're feeling loneliness. Oops. But this is the perfect opportunity for you to decide to do something about it. The Queen of Wands. Like I said, I've already talked about her. This is, taking the lead. And this queen would not put up with what's going on here. I mean, the Five of Cups and the Three of Swords. This queen would not sit here and boohoo over someone that did her wrong, broke her heart, lied, cheated, whatever. Again, this is kind of like focusing on heartache for like kind of for a long time is what I'm trying to say. This is crying over spilt milk and just kind of being in this like place of mourning where you're just kind of like you're feeling like your life is over and you can't quite like get over something that happened. So I feel like there could be a relationship that you're thinking about from the past, or someone that you really wanted a relationship with where you just can't let go. But I feel like you have to be in the energy of the Queen of Wands if you want this relationship that's waiting for you. This is probably what they're talking about as far as the Chariot. The significant change that has to happen is that you have to kind of let go of this and be in the lead. Remember, it's very, very significant that the King was in the center of the reading for the weekly reading, and now the Queen is here. And like I said, the Five of Cups. This is just kind of focusing on loss. And I feel like this may also be focusing on the fact that you're not finding someone, that you're lonely. Like I said, the Queen of Wands would not put up with this. She would decide, I'm not finding anyone. Okay, maybe I need to look in a different place. And we have had those messages recently. And the Five of Cups is kind of lined up here with the Chariot. And like I said before, I feel like some of this may be that your partner is not around you and that there has to be some movement. Like you may need to kind of look a little further, expand your search as far as where you're looking for a partner. I can't help but see that we have the Page of Pentacles here. The pages are about communication. So it could be, you know, someone at a distance that you finally communicate with, someone that you finally connect with. Over here, we have the Knight of Pentacles. And this card also came up for us in the weekly reading. They're telling you, even though you're hurting, you know, it's lined up with the Three of Swords. Even though you're hurting, and even though, you know, maybe you're hurting over a past relationship, or you're just kind of frustrated because you're not meeting the right person, they're telling you that you will get there, that you're moving in the right direction. I do see that we have the Eight of Swords right next to this Knight. And Eight of Swords is about feeling like trapped. So I feel like for some of you, you may feel like you can't do something about your love life. And I mean, seeing the Eight of Swords, like the Three of Swords and the Five of Swords, it's a pretty clear story that you may kind of feel trapped in your memories or trapped in your loneliness. You may just kind of feel like, blah, like I don't even want to look because I'm not going to find anything. And remember, this card is always a message that you're not really trapped. It's just your thoughts playing games with you. And it's lined up here with the Queen of Wands, which is completely like different energy. So here's you kind of getting what you deserve. Here's you taking the lead and being very kind of passionate and positive about your love life again. And here's you being trapped. It's almost like you have a choice to make. And then we end the reading with the Page of Pentacles, which is about communication. So yeah, I feel like I'm just kind of seeing the cards that are around it. I don't know, I feel like for some of you, you need to just kind of like break the ice and just kind of get out there. I mean, it's right next to the Eight of Swords, which is all about like feeling immobilized and feeling blocked and trapped. You may need to kind of like finally get out there and start communicating and meeting new people. And this may finally kind of get you out of this energy, you know, of the Eight of Swords, the Three of Swords, the Five of Cups. These are all like very difficult cards. So it seems like right now people are, you know, they're really kind of almost dwelling on something from the past, or just kind of feelings of frustration. With that said, you know, the Lovers is our first card, so there is a significant relationship waiting for you. You just have to take the lead. Okay, so let me go ahead and move on to the reading for couples. Okay, so this is the reading for couples. It's the same cards, and I'm not going to talk about it too much. The first card is the Lovers, and I feel like something's going on right now where your relationship or your marriage is like, it's front and center in your thoughts. I feel like there's disagreements, just like in the singles reading. The Three of Swords and the Five of Cups tells me that there's kind of something going on in your relationship that has you really upset and hurting. So I feel like right now your focus is your marriage or your relationship. I feel like something's going on because we have the Three of Pentacles where something's not fair to you and you're not getting what you deserve. I feel like you've put a lot of time and effort into this relationship. You've made it kind of the center of your universe. It's been your focus, and I feel like you're not receiving what you should be receiving, and this is kind of leading to unhappiness and frustration and pain. They're telling you here with the Chariot that something has to change in this relationship. Something has to change. They did tell us in the angel message that I channeled that's on my website that there has to be communication. And we do have the Page of Swords down here. So I feel like something's going on where you're not getting what you should be receiving from this relationship. It could be time, it could be love, it could be that you're being disrespected. Something has to change here. I feel like this is a major change because it's the Chariot, which is a major arcana. In order for you to get what you deserve. And then we have the Three of Swords. For couples, usually this card has to do with heartache, and it has to do sometimes with misunderstanding. Sometimes it does have to do with breakups and divorces. And for some of you, you may be going through that. I feel like for some of you who are watching this video, you are separated from someone that you love. You're going through a trial separation, or you're going through a divorce. And they're those of you who are divorcing, I feel like telling you don't dwell too much on it, because the Five of Cups is all about dwelling. It's all about just kind of focusing on the pain and the loss, and like not seeing anything else. Those of you that are not quite there, that you're trying to work it out, the Queen of Wands is like a strong message for you. This is telling you that you have to kind of be strong. Some of you may have to even kind of be strong for your partner. We were told in the angel message, like I said, that you have to kind of communicate. You have to communicate. And last week there was a strong message of like compromising. So I feel like this is you being more like optimistic about what's going on in your relationship, and maybe even kind of being the one to fix things. And I'm noticing what's lined up here. You're getting what you deserve. Then there's the Queen who's kind of taking charge. And then there's, the energy of being trapped. It's almost like you have a choice. You're either going to take the lead. I feel like, because of the cards that we have here, I feel like you're the one that has to take the first step in healing the relationship, or fixing the relationship, or getting things out in the open. Or there's just like this intense energy of the Three of Swords and the Five of Cups. Then there's the Knight of Pentacles down here. I feel like, we've had, in the past love readings, strong messages that relationships are here to stay. Of course, not everyone. We did have the World in the weekly reading. You know when it applies to you. They're telling me here that you're making progress, and it is kind of lined up here with the Lovers and the Three of Swords, which is, heartache and sometimes separation. So it could be for some of you who are spending some time apart from your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your spouse. They're telling you, even though that you're hurting, you are making progress in healing this relationship. And then we have the Eight of Swords, and this is, like I said, the energy of being trapped. And I don't know, I get the feeling that for some of you who are watching this reading, the person that you are with might be kind of feeling trapped, and they might kind of need some space in order to kind of like really like sense their guidance. So, and if you're the one actually feeling trapped, again, you need to kind of take back your personal power. Queen of Wands. The Page of Pentacles, I feel like this is, like I said, there has to be communication. I feel like those who are not communicating, you're dwelling in this energy of the Three of Swords and the Five of Cups. If you have a partner who does not want to speak, who's not, who's just kind of saying there's nothing wrong, and there's something wrong, this is definitely a message about communication. I feel like if you're not really communicating what's on your mind, maybe you're afraid to bring things up, you don't really want to create more arguments, but still something's going on, you're hurting. Saying you can either bring this up, or you can stay in this energy of the Eight of Swords, or you're just kind of feeling like trapped and blocked. But I do feel like there will be some change for the positive because of the Knight of Pentacles here, as long as there is communication. And again, you just kind of being in the lead and deciding that you're either going to make this relationship work and have things be fair for you, or you're going to kind of cut that partner loose and look for someone that truly deserves you. Okay, everyone, this has been your weekly reading. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will speak to you again next week.